Alright, so yeah. Oh, dang, excuse me. I'm back with you. I've let this pine marten I was skinning earlier and put on the stretcher, flush side out, and let it dry for about 15 minutes. I went ahead and put some borax on it to help dry it a little bit more and get some of the meat and fat and stuff off of it. So I pretty much got that done now. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull it off of the board, and I'm going to flip the hide fur side out and then put it back on the board and stretch it again and let it dry completely. The pine martens, they dry pretty quick. I usually let them stay on the drying board for 2 days. I have found that if I leave them on much longer than the 2 days, they really start shrinking as they're drying, and then they become harder to get off the board. So anything I can do to make my job a little bit easier, that's what I do. So I take them off at 2 days. I have gone longer before, but 2 days seems to really work for me. So I make sure I got all the tacks out of it and everything. So, and then I just grab onto the bottom of it and kind of, as I'm pulling it off the stretching board, it turns itself right side out, except for the last little bit, and I can just reach down inside and grab the nose like that and pull it out. Now the one thing I do on my martens and weasels, the little things like this, I pull the front legs, the little bit that I did skin, I pull those out. Some people leave them tucked inside, so they're kind of out of sight, out of mind. I kind of like to show them off a little bit, so I pull them out, and what I'll do is I'll end up tacking them with one of these little tack pins, flat down against the body, but at least you can see a little bit of the leg. I don't know if they really do anything with the legs when they're making whatever they make out of these critters. So, but like I say, a lot of people will cut them really short, leave them turned inside, so everything's more streamlined. But this is how I do it, so since this is how I do it, I have to show you how I do it. So I'm getting both of these front legs pulled down a little bit, so now they're out like that. So I'm gonna give it a little shake to get some of that excess borax off of it. I still got a lot of other work I do on these once I get completely done, and right before I go to the fur auction, I'll take them all down. I got a lot of work on my bobcats I have to do. I have to basically give them a really good borax rub down on the hair side, fur side, kind of cleans them up some and makes them shine a little bit. So you see I got the legs out there, I got the bottom lip pinned, I got the nose pinned on here. So now I'm just kind of make sure it's all even looking. So this one here has actually lost a little bit of hair. It looks like maybe a mouse may have got to it. That's going to happen. There's a lot of animals out there that like to eat other animals, especially when they're dead. So the mice come in there and got to this one here a little bit. So that's definitely going to affect the price of it some. But that's part of being a trapper. Sometimes things like that will happen. Forgot a couple little things I had to grab. So yeah, so now this is where I'm gonna really do a good stretch on it. Again, I'm not gonna try to pull it so tight that take a chance of ripping or tearing something, but I'm gonna get it even and everything. So I use these old arrows. Use kind of as a little wedge. It'll just help keep get the fur off of the hide off of the stretching board a little bit easier. So I usually put one on the belly and one on the back side of it. So I'm basically just doing the same thing I did when I stretched it with the flesh side out. I'm bringing the legs, back legs, right into the center of it, and both sides. This here will kind of make the Marten look a little bit longer at first glance. You're going to see these legs going to continue on down a little bit, and I want to try to make it just as pretty as I can, make it stand out from all the other Martens out there, and maybe get some of the top dollar prices for the stuff. And you know, it's not something I'm going to get rich off doing trapping, by no means. Prices have really gone down over the years, but you know, for me it's more about the fun. You know, I've been doing this since, like I said, I was 5 years old, and you know, I'm definitely not 5 years old anymore, so I've done it for quite a few years. So yeah, so I kind of got that. You know, the pine marten actually stops right there. The legs, I've got them pulled down, opened up a little bit, so now it's kind of making that pine marten just at first glance look a little bit longer than it really is. I mean, the fur buyers know it's not, but you know, they like to see that, you know, you took some time and effort into putting up your fur. So now I take the tail, I just kind of give it a little pull, get a couple tacks at the base of the tail, and then I just kind of go down the tail, put a tack every once in a while, just kind of hold it straight. So now I'm going to try it like this. I kind of take a little bit of extra hide here, so I kind of pull that right up towards the base of the tail. The reason I do that, that's going to kind of make the back of it. I mean, they use the fur down to the base of the tail, but I can take it and bring this little extra piece of fur up, and it's going to give it just a little bit more of a length look. So it's going to make it appear that it's a little bit longer than it really is. So